Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is the Piracy Show. Now, on today's show, I wanted to talk a little bit more about interdiction and just piracy in general around interdiction systems, because the way it's implemented in the game, which clearly not the final implementation, not how it's supposed to work, or at least hopefully in the final version of the game, or at least a production release of the game. The way it works now, there's just an area where there's, I guess, an interdiction field in between 2 points. You get pulled out of quantum, you get just dropped in there, and then you just quantum back out of it, and that's it. It's done. And just the idea in general, if a pirate is able to just kind of, like, I don't know, put up a beacon or whatever, like in EVE Online or whatnot, and just, shut down a certain laneway between 2 moons. To me, I don't know if I really like that. For me, it seems like, it just seems like a little bit too much of a blanket solution, if you know what I mean. I almost feel like I wish that there was a more involved system than just dropping someone out of warp by just blanketing a location with some kind of distortion field. I almost wish that you could follow someone in and just knock them out of it, Like if there was some piece of equipment on a ship, like whatever the interdiction, weapon or equipment is that was supposed to be on the Buccaneer, possibly still to come. Something that would allow you to kind of detect that a ship is going into quantum and then just follow it into quantum and then just pop it back out of quantum, to be able to select a specific ship and knock it out of quantum and then do the deal. Like that, I think, would be a much more interesting system. Something a little bit more skill heavy and a little bit more involved than just kind of dropping a blanket distortion field in between 2 points and saying whatever happens is whatever happens. I'll just snag everybody who comes through. I would like something like that more in game. Maybe some kind of system or some kind of group effort where somebody could be, say, hanging outside of Olisar, and they could be scanning ships surreptitiously, checking out what they got on their cargo. And, maybe there would be like a layered kind of cat and mouse thing there where someone could be saying, oh shit, like I've got a cargo full of gold or medical supplies and I don't want to get snagged. So I'm just going to, I've got some kind of special equipment that makes it look like I'm just carrying titanium or fluorine or something like that, so no one's going to bother with me. Something like that. But also, let's say this person is scanning somebody traveling between 2 points, and maybe points that are much more distant, like say R-Corp and Crusader, 2 places across a solar system, where someone could scan it and then just say transmit that information to another ship, like a chase ship, let's say the Buccaneer, and then that ship could be kind of heading in that direction, and through whatever interdiction equipment package that it would have, it could then kind of merge into that person's kind of like quantum tunnel or warp field or whatever you want to call it, and then knock them out of quantum. And then basically that kind of, that Buccaneer would have to kind of, I guess, chill in that location and evade that ship for a while, maybe keep it locked down while it sends out a beacon to get everyone else to kind of come in on that location. That's something that I would be a lot more interested in. That's something that sounds like really, really cool to me. That's something that I would really like, rather than just, say, dropping a distortion field somewhere in space and just causing everyone to drop out of quantum. Now, I'm sure like a lot of people would probably be like, oh man, you're making it too hard, you're making it too involved, just having that field there, it just grabs everybody and then we can pick and choose. But the problem is it does grab everybody. So you don't know who's coming in behind that Caterpillar, behind that Freelancer or that Starfarer. You don't know. Like, there could be an interest coming in behind them, and then all of a sudden you could end up with a lot of problems. Whereas if you're able to kind of selectively pick someone out and go, we're going to get that guy and we're going to knock him out, and then maybe he's then got that amount of time where, say, if the Buccaneers stopped him, then he's got a certain amount of time to send out a distress signal before maybe you can get a herald there to jam that distress signal. And then, you know, it really becomes kind of a race against time and something a little bit more exciting, a little bit more go, 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 go. To me, that seems like much more exciting gameplay than just dropping a field and seeing what happens. To me, it would be kind of something that would benefit, in a weird way, it would benefit both sides, you know, both law-abiding players and pirates, because for law-abiding players, it would be like, well, you got to be a little bit more careful with your cargo now, and if you go a little, you know, if you take that extra step, maybe you can disguise your cargo as something else, and thereby increasing the chances that you'll be left alone. Whereas for the pirate, it allows them, you know, they do have to do a little bit more work to pull it off, but it allows them to be a little bit more selective. Like maybe you're wanting to go after a specific type of ship because maybe you want to strip the engines out of it because you need it. Let's say it's an Idris and you want to stop an Idris, and because you want it because a buddy of yours is like saying, hey, I'll give you X amount of credits if you can get me some Idris engines. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Something like that, you know, something that allows the pirate to be a little bit more selective about their prey. I mean, with ships out there like the Herald's certainly an information runner, but also a hacker and an electronic warfare ship. That presents certain possibilities, because let's say maybe if you want to take it far enough, you can make it so that the Herald, either by going to the different comm satellites, or if it wants to, maybe, and it's got the right equipment, let's say it needs a certain level of equipment to hack certain levels of things. Let's say Al-Asar is the highest level, but if he's got that equipment, he maybe can hack in and see the true manifests, or even see the shipping schedule being generated by Al-Asar, and he knows that, oh, there's going to be an NPC transport in 5 minutes that's going to be generated to go to our corp, and it's going to be carrying a full load of assault rifles. So if I kind of get in there at the right time, I can actually stop that ship, steal the load of assault rifles, and then go and sell all those assault rifles, because maybe I know a lot of people who have been, bugging me about getting assault rifles for their crew members, or maybe you just want to make sure that you've got a stash of assault rifles, so no matter who hops onto your ship, you've always got a full set of weapons for them ready to go. I don't feel like I want to make it too complicated, but I definitely like to make it more involved, Now that we know that interdiction is here, it works, I would like to see CIG kind of, that was actually a bit of a scary moment when I was recording this, because, this is the drug lab again, and all of a sudden this big black shadow comes looming over, and I was like, oh, is that a ship? And I was like, no, we're good. But yeah, no, not that I want to make it too difficult, but I would like to make it more involved to a certain degree, but also because it gives you that freedom to pick and choose your targets, and it's not like, okay, it's the target lottery, and whoever jumps out is whoever gets pulled out of Quantum is who you're going to be fighting at. I kind of want to see a much more involved and intricate system. Well, not too much, Something that at least lets you be a little bit more selective. Now that interdiction has been seen to work, I'd like to see CIG kind of pull it back and say, okay, now let's come up with a cool way to implement this in the universe. Because current implementation is, it's kind of like, okay, it basically works. You stop the ship, but not that interesting. And more of a kind of an annoyance than an actual gameplay system or feature in the game. It's kind of more pestering, just because it doesn't really result in anything. I mean, you could sit there, you could blow up one of those pirate caterpillars, and then you could haul in all that cargo, and it's worth, for your time, it's worth next to nothing. In the end, though, you know, I kind of want to hear what you guys think about it in the comments below. I want to know what you guys think. I mean, should interdiction just be this kind of, you know, like a beacon or a field that you generate in between 2 points, and it's just a blanket, everything that's quantuming through this area is going to get snagged? Or do you want a more selective targeted system, you know, something maybe like a warp scrambler in EVE Online? How do you guys see the system playing out in the game? Obviously it's going to be there, it's going to be a thing. How would you like to see it play out in the game? As a pirate or as a non-pirate, I'd like to know. Anyways, that's the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.